So I think most people dream about retiring early, and I'm sure you've seen hundreds of financial gurus out there on TikTok and Instagram trying to promote their course on some get-rich-quick scheme. It's all in the long game. Delayed gratification is underrated. And I'll be the first to say I'm no financial guru. I'm not selling you anything, nor will house hacking get you rich quick. I'm just a regular average Joe guy living in the middle of Iowa who drinks beer on the weekends and watches Survivor every Wednesday night with my fiance and our dog. So now that we've cleared that up, in this video we will talk about how house hacking won't get you rich tomorrow, next week, next month, or even next year. But I'll explain how it can set you up for early retirement if you choose. Plus, we will find how many properties you would need to acquire to live off just the cash flow if you decided to hold these properties until they're paid off. We will use the examples from our previous videos and previous discussions on the $200,000 property with 5% down, 6.5% interest rate, and a 30-year loan term. Now, the important part, with those loan terms, it brings your monthly mortgage payment to about $1,200 per month. You'll want to remember this. We will assume property taxes are around $3,000 per year and home insurance is around $500 per year. So when you break those down monthly, this brings your total monthly payment to around $1,500. We're going to assume that you're going to rent these properties out for $2,000 per month. And so with that, we are also going to save 10% of our gross monthly income toward repairs, maintenance, etc. So 10% of $2,000 brings in another $200 that we are going to save up and put that in the expense category. So with the mortgage payment of $1,200 plus the property taxes and the home insurance, bringing it to $1,500 plus another additional $200 that we're saving up for repairs, bring your total payment to $1,700 per month. So your expenses are $1,700 per month and your rent is $2,000 per month. So we are going to cash flow about $300 per month on these properties. So here's the first scenario. Let's say you're going to begin house hacking at age 20 and you want to retire by age 50. To all you peeps out there that are going to college or just got to college, you should turn the volume up. After you own each property for 30 years, you no longer have a mortgage payment on that property. No more $1,200 payment to the bank. So now, once we take that $1,200 mortgage payment out of the picture, your total expense per month on this property is about $500. The only other expenses that we have were property taxes, home insurance, and then that $200 payment per month that goes towards your repairs and maintenance. So this all totals $500. And I know what you're thinking. Property taxes are no longer $3,000 per month. Home insurance has gone up and there's a ton of other expenses that go into home ownership. Yes. Thank you. If you would like a video later on to include those factors, let me know. I'd be happy to. We are not going to account for any rent increases, expense increases, fees, inflation, yada, yada, yada. We're going to assume all these numbers stay the same just so it's easy to understand. But again, I would be happy to make another video on this with all these increases and all these fluctuations. Okay, back to the calculation. Your rent is $2,000 per month and now your expenses are $500 per month. You're now cash flowing $1,500 per month per property. So by the time you turn 50, let's say that you need $70,000 per year to live off of. If each property is bringing in $1,500 per month, that's $18,000 per year in cash flow. In order to live off of $70,000 per year off of cash flow, you would need to purchase 4 properties beginning at age 20 to live off of $70,000 by age 50. Quick reminder, each of these are now also worth around $363,000. Now retiring early with $100,000 per year, with the same calculations of each property generating $18,000 per year in cash flow, you would only need to house hack around 5 or 6 properties to get that $100,000 per year. Another reminder, until that loan is paid off, you're still receiving around $300 per month in cash flow over those 30 years. Lastly, the kicker, $150,000 per year in cash flow to live off of. You would need to house hack 8 or 9 of these properties to generate $150,000 in cash flow per year. So $10,000 in down payments per year for 8 or 9 years. Your total down payments invested in these properties would be $80,000 if you stopped at 8, or if you went to 9, it would be $90,000, obviously. This $80,000 or $90,000 in down payments will generate you $150,000 per year for the rest of your life. You also now own a little over $2.9 million worth of real estate, free and clear. And over the course of those 30 years, you were still generating $300 per month per property. And again, remember, your rents increase over time as well. That $2,000 that you charged for rent when you were 20 years old will not be $2,000 by the time you turn 50. These numbers are probably much, much better, and you probably don't even have to go to that 8th or 9th property if you don't want to. Yeah, this stuff really just kind of makes me tick. I love looking at calculations and what this stuff could look like down the road. Of course, it's not all completely accurate. It's not down to the dollar and the cent, but the principle of this and the ideology of all of this stuff still applies, and it works. So you might not get rich quick today or tomorrow or next year, but this is how house hacking can get you to early retirement if you want to. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you found value in this video, please like, subscribe, share this with your boss and watch him sweat, and we'll see you guys next time.